All right, here we go. Lesson number 1. We're getting started here. Down at the bottom of this lesson, you are going to see a couple of downloads. Now, these downloads were included in the zip files that were in the welcome lesson, but just for your convenience, again, they're down at the bottom. You can download my essential starter items list as well as my advanced starter items list, okay? So these are the first 15 things you do. Now, one last comment. You're not going to probably understand everything that I cover, especially if this is your first time through. So go ahead and watch it through, and then when you watch the rest of the orientation, you'll be able to understand what it was I was asking you to do or instructing you to do. So don't panic if I tell you to do something, but I don't tell you how to do it, all right? Easy, easy peasy, not a problem. Okay, so here we go. Number 1, before you leave the dealership, get the accessories that you need. Get everything that is on that list, at least the starter, the essential starter items, at least have those, if not everything with the advanced starter items as well, okay? Before you leave the dealership, get those items. Get them at your delivery when you pick it up, or if you've already got it and you're at home, okay, go back and get them. You need those items. So that's step number 1, get that list of items. All right, number 2, get the trailer home. I'm assuming you're going home, wherever it is you're going, get the trailer home, level it, and then chock the wheels. We don't want it rolling away on us. So go ahead, get it home, back it in, level it, chock the wheels. That's step number 2. Okay, number 3, the third thing that we want to do, turn on the propane. Go ahead, head up front there, turn that propane on, and what we're looking for is any obvious smells, hissing, leaks, anything like that. Just turn the propane on. That's step number 3. Step number 4, get out there and make sure that the gray and the black tank valves are closed. Closed. We're looking for closed on the gray and black tank valve. Now, some of you are going to have 2 gray tanks, so you're actually going to have 2 gray tank handles. Just make sure that however many handles you've got, close the gray tank, close the black tank. That's step number 4. Okay. Number 5, we're going to close the freshwater tank drain. So it may be a valve, it might be a cap that's hanging out from a hose underneath the RV. Go ahead and screw that cap on. Also cap your low point drains, screw those caps on, and screw in the plug that goes to your hot water heater, all right? Now, if you don't know where these caps are, they're going to be, often, they are in the hot water heater panel outside. So open up that hot water heater panel. Oftentimes your plugs and your caps are going to be stored in there. If not, hunt them down, find them. But you need to cap all the water systems and all the water drains right now. That's this step. All right, number 6. Number 6, we're going to exercise all the DC powered components. Now that means battery powered 12 volt components, okay? At this point though, just keep in mind, there's a few things that are not going to work. Your AC power components are not going to work. That is your air conditioner. That is your microwave. You will not see lights on the microwave dial. That is also the plugs that go into the sidewalls, all those normal household plugs that we're used to seeing. That's not going to work either, okay? So any of those AC powered components are not going to work. So we are looking at the lights. Turn on every light, turn off every light. Okay, we are looking at the slides. Open every slide, close every slide, all the way. And it's normal to hear some clinking and clanking and rocking, that kind of a thing. When it gets all the way open, you're gonna hear it wind down, kind of like, "Arr." That's all normal, all right? Make sure you also do this on the outside. Check all the lights on the outside. We also want to open the awning all the way, close the awning all the way, all right? And then don't forget, let's test the furnace out. So go ahead and turn the heat up all the way, and let's listen for that furnace to kick on. You're gonna hear it, and then the blower is gonna kick on, and you're gonna feel, or at least be able to sense, hot air starting to come out of the furnace vents there. A lot of people don't use the furnace. A lot of people won't use the furnace for a year or two. So let's test the furnace while we're still under warranty, right? Let's get that done. Also, if you happen to have any other components, test the stereo, turn that on, you know, listen to the music. If you have a ceiling fan by any chance, any other component, the ceiling fans that are the fantastic fans in your bathroom, go ahead and turn those on and turn those off. So anything that moves, runs on power, anything, we want to turn it on, turn it off, and we want to move through the trailer methodically as we do that. That is testing the DC power system. All right, we're number 7, almost halfway through. Number 7, we're gonna partially fill the freshwater tank. So go find the tank fill, put the hose in it. We're gonna put a little bit of water in that. Don't hook up to the city water yet. We're not hooking up to city water. We're just putting some water in the tank fill. And I'm talking 10 gallons, you know, just enough that we can at least pump some out while we're doing our testing. But the point here is that we don't want to be dealing with 50 gallons of water if we have any leaks or any problems to deal with. I'd rather be dealing with 5 or 10 gallons. So put a little bit of water in there, okay? Then we're looking for leaks. We're looking underneath. We're trying to see if we're leaking out of our freshwater tank drain valve. We're looking at our low water point drains. Just look for any water leaking anywhere. Before we do anything, that's where we're gonna start. Alrighty, number 8. Now it's starting to get fun. We're gonna test the water components, all right? So head inside, and we're gonna turn the water pump on. That's usually gonna be near your control panel. Turn the water pump on. You should hear it kick on. That is a DC powered component, by the way. You should hear it kick on, and then it'll turn off after about 5 or 10 seconds. Maybe a little longer the first time, but you'll hear it kind of, and then it'll shut off. Now, if it doesn't shut off after a while, we got something else going on. That's a troubleshooting issue you need to deal with. But let's assume that we're working. We're gonna turn that water pump on, and then you're gonna hear it turn off. As soon as that happens, the water system is pressurized. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to the kitchen faucet, and we're gonna turn the cold water on. Cold water, okay? Once that turns on, you're gonna get some air kind of spitting out of it, a little bit of water, a little bit of air, all right? Then it's gonna start coming out full stream, all right? As soon as we do that, we know that we have bled the air out of that particular system. So turn that off, head into the bathroom. We wanna do the same thing with all the other faucets on the cold water side in the rest of the trailer. Don't forget the shower. Try the cold water on the shower, wait for that to prime and all get empty or get the air out. Then we also wanna do the toilet. Okay, number 9. Now we're gonna do the same thing we just did, except now we're gonna move to the hot water faucets. Now the water's not gonna be hot. We shouldn't have done anything with our hot water tank yet. So go to the kitchen, turn on the hot water side of the faucet and wait for the air to purge. This might take a little bit longer because now we're filling a 6 to 10 gallon water heater. So go ahead and leave that on for a while. And I should have mentioned earlier, whenever you turn the water on, you should hear that water pump kick on, obviously. So when you're on the hot water side, turn that hot water on. We're waiting for that water to come through. Once we have a full stream of water, we know that our hot water heater is full of water. Go ahead and do the same thing in the bathroom, same thing in the shower, test all of that out. Now, there is one caveat to what I'm saying. I'm assuming that the hot water bypass valve has been open, disengaged, let's put it that way. I'm assuming that it's been disengaged. If the hot water bypass valve is engaged, then that means water is not going into the hot water tank, hot water heater. And we do that for winterization. Sometimes the dealers will do that for various reasons, but it's often winterization and to protect the system, so it's a good thing. But when you picked a trailer up, depending on the time of year and depending on how it was prepped, it may not have had the bypass disengaged. The best way to test for this is after we get hot water running through the faucet, go outside and loosen up the plug to the hot water heater. And if you start getting water dripping out, well, you got water in the hot water tank. Otherwise, we need to switch over the hot water bypass. That is another lesson on another video, but right now we're assuming that we've got water in that tank. Okay, number 10, we're getting there. Number 10, go turn on the hot water heater. We wanna use the gas side, not the electric. Most of you are only gonna have gas hot water heaters anyway. Some of you will have gas electric, but go ahead and go turn on the gas part of the hot water heater, that'll be located at your control panel. Now, as soon as you turn that on, go ahead and head outside and look. We want to look at the flame. We want to make sure it's burning properly and we don't have anything weird going on. It's going to take you 10 to 20 minutes to get some hot water, so don't expect hot water to hit right away. We're just wanting to make sure that that flame is burning properly. That's this step. All right, number 11. Now it's time to plug it into our power source. For many of you, this will be at your house. You'll be home, you're going to need a dog bone to step you down from probably 30 amps to 20 amps, 15 amps. Now, for the most part, our houses at home are 15 amp circuits. Once in a while, you might have a garage circuit that's 20 amps, but most of us, if you don't know, you can assume that you have a 15 amp circuit at your house. That's going to come into play here in just a little bit when we talk about AC appliances, but for now, go ahead and plug into your power source. So whether that's your house, whether you're at a park, or if you have a generator, we're going to go ahead and do that at this point. Now, so I want to say something about surge protectors, okay? It is my personal opinion, never, ever, 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 ever plug into a power source without a surge protector. Whether it's your home power, park power, generator power, whatever it is, don't do it without a surge protector. And here's why I say that. These RVs, of course, have sensitive electronics, all right? You've got your stereos and your microwaves and your fridge, and those are very expensive to repair just as is. But repairs in an RV are a little different than repairs at home. It's a little more expensive, it's a little trickier. You can't always get to the electronics or the wires or everything that you need. The point being, it's not worth it. It's not worth having to troubleshoot an electrical issue in an RV. If you burn a wire or heat something up, it's a mess. It's tough. You don't want to do it, and it's so avoidable. So my personal opinion, and that's why this is on my essential items to start with, my personal opinion, don't plug in just ever without a surge protector. Enough on that? Okay, enough on that. All right, number 12. Now it starts to get interesting. We're going to exercise the AC power system. Now, AC power, of course, is the house power, the power that's coming from the shore cord. We want to start with, let's start with the microwave. Okay, we want to see that the little flashy thing on the microwave is going, and of course, don't set the clock on the microwave. Not going to be worth it. So we're going to test the microwave. We want to go ahead and get a light or an alarm clock, something, and we want to plug into every power outlet in the entire trailer, inside and out, top and bottom. Test them all at this point. All right. Another thing that we want to work on power. Let me say something about air conditioning here. Your air conditioner on average, if there's an average, is going to peak at 20 amps just on startup, and it might rest at about 14, 15 amps. That's what I've seen living in mine. Now, if you're on a 15 amp home system, if you have a dog bone and you step down to a 15 amp system to plug it into your house, go for it. Try to turn your air conditioner on. You might get away with it. More likely than not, you're gonna blow a breaker at the house, and you're gonna have to go check the breaker in the garage, all right? If you're on a 20 amp system, I have run a single air conditioner on my 20 amp system, as long as I'm not running anything else in the coach that runs on AC power. So if you have less than 20 amps, then you can't do this step, but if you're at 20 amps or higher, go ahead and test the air conditioner. Turn the air conditioner on, make sure that your fans work, make sure that it blows cold air. You should have already done this at the dealership when you picked it up, but basically test the air conditioner if you can at this point. Okay, so now we can also turn on the electric switch on the water heater if you happen to have one. You'll either have one in the control panel inside the trailer. It'll be gas on one side, and then there'll be a switch next to it that says electric for the water heater. So go ahead and turn the gas off on the water heater and turn the electric on the water heater. We just want to see that that's working. We don't blow any breakers, nothing weird happens. So at this point, go ahead and do that. Also, turn the auto mode of the refrigerator on. So we're going to take it off of gas and put it on auto, and what that should do is turn the gas off, because the fridge will sense that it now has power coming from the shore cord, and it'll use that power to run rather than burning gas. Okay, number 13, let's get back outside and look at the tires. Check for proper tire inflation. So important. I can't tell you how important it is. I'm trying to tell you how important it is, but I can't tell you how important it is. Check for tire inflation. A lot of things can happen at between the dealership and your house. There's a lot of reasons you may not have the right tire pressure by the time you get home. Check the tire pressure, it's your responsibility. Keep in mind that the max tire pressure on the sidewall may not be the correct tire pressure for you. There's a lot more that goes into making sure you've got the right tire pressure. So check your tire pressure, make sure it's proper. At the same time, check the torque on your lug nuts. It is recommended that you do that pretty much every time you move the trailer. Anytime you go on a trip or go anywhere, check the torque on those lug nuts. They do work themselves loose. That's a real thing. So check that at this time. Alrighty, number 14, I'm gonna tell you to check your seals. Check your seals, check your seals, check your seals, check your seals, check your seals. Get on the roof and check your seals. Check your seals, 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 check your seals. 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 All right? Please, people, check your seals. Walk the roof. Get up on the roof and walk it, or pay someone or send your 18-year-old kid up there to do it. Walk the roof. The dealer would have already done this for you, but this is now your trailer. You are now responsible for this trailer. Take it into your own hands. We are responsible for checking the seals on our RVs. And it's such an easy thing to do. That's why people neglect it. It's so easy, they don't do it. And then they develop a hairline fracture from an old seal that got hard and cracked. Lo and behold, you've got a water leak at the next rainstorm because we didn't check our seals. Have I said it enough? Check the seals on your roof, check the seals throughout your RV. That's a very important maintenance item to do. So just have that in the back of your head. It's the #1 thing that you can do to protect your RV. It's the #1 thing you can neglect to destroy your RV. Check your seals. Enough on that. Alrighty, number 15. This is my favorite one. Number 15, sleep in it. Go get the family, get some popcorn, get a movie, sleep in it. Spend 2 nights in it, 3 nights in it. When I got mine, I camped out in the front yard for I don't know how long. It was at least 3 days. Had my kids in there, we're watching movies, making pancakes, just get in it, have some fun. It's a very exciting time. It's a lot of fun. And you know what? Away is away. Even in your driveway, we're away. I'm spending time with the family. I'm loving it. And that, at the end of the day, point number 15, that's what it's all about. So go get in it, sleep in it, spend the night in it. It's so exciting. That is my list for the first 15 things to do to get that trailer home safe, exercise it, make sure it's okay, avoid a lot of common problems. You're gonna be happy if you do this. 15 things, all right? We made it through the first lesson, pretty exciting. We're about to go into more detail, but already you're getting to the fun faster.